I am going to tell you everything about these bad boys right here, why I have them, when I got them, what people say to me on the streets, everything. Okay, so this story actually begins when I was really little. My best friend, he lived in Israel half of the year. His family was Israeli, but he was still my best friend. And it was really common for boys, like young boys, to have ear piercings in Israel. So he had this one ear pierce, and I was like, oh, that's so badass. Like, as an American little kid who's a guy, you never imagine getting your ear pierced. Like, I didn't know anyone that had their ear pierced. So when I saw my friend do it, I was like, that's super badass. So I always knew I wanted to get one, but I was like nervous about it, and my parents probably wouldn't let me. So it wasn't until I think it was the 9th grade in middle school. I went with my girlfriend at the time, her friend, and I think my older brother. Drew fact checked me on that. But we went to Claire's. This is so embarrassing. It's a place where you get a free piercing and then you pay for the jewelry. It's like 20 bucks, but like only little girls go there, and that's where I went because that's where my girlfriend said she got her ear pierced, and I was pretty nervous, but I just got that one ear piercing and I rocked that for honestly a couple years until I decided I wanted to start stretching them. Well, I sort of didn't decide it. I was actually in Israel. This was going into 11th grade, the summer going into 11th grade. My friend Danny was also into like body piercings and tattoos. None of us had tattoos, but like we were into the idea, her and I. And so we were on this Israel trip for 30 days, and she was like, you know, I know how to stretch ears. And I was like, oh yeah, how do people do that? How do people get gauges? Because remember, at this point, I just had my one ear piercing. And she told me, and some of this information is good, but most of it was bad. Sorry, Danny, I love you though. She told me to go out and buy a taper, which is one of those spike earrings. Just buy the smallest one you can find, and then you just shove it in your ear. And it hurts. This is what she told me. So I went to some shop and bought a taper. It was probably, so a regular piercing's an 18 gauge, and the taper, the big part of the taper, was probably like a 12 or a 10 gauge, like a lot bigger than an 18. You do not want to stretch that quickly, but she told me to just like ram it in. It was terrible, guys. Like in a span of 24 hours, I stretched what I should have done in like 2 or 3 months, and it was bleeding and I broke the skin. It was terrible, and now there's actually repercussions. Like the back of my ear looks a little bit weird there, and that's because I stretched it really messed up. But I learned my lesson. I finally did some research, found out that's not, you want to do it very slow, and that's the good way to do it. You don't want to do it fast. So just moving on, I rocked this like 1 gauge in my ear for a few years, I think, and then finally I was like, this is really weird. This is stupid. I have 1 hole in my ear and no piercing on the other. So I ended up, actually, this is pretty crazy. I had a 0 gauge on one ear, I think it was this ear, and then I went to a shop and they pierced it to a gauge to match the other one. So if I would have just gotten a normal piercing, I would have had to wait like 6 months to a year to stretch it to the size of my other one. But you can actually, at like a professional tattoo and piercing shop, get it pierced to a gauge. It hurt really bad. They don't hole punch your ear. It's kind of, imagine it's like they cut a slit with a tool long enough so that it just like opens up when you put your earring in. It hurt really bad. I saw stars in the chair, like whoa. But then it was a really easy and efficient way to get it gauged. Like if you want a bigger gauge, you can definitely go that route. I actually recommend it, and it healed up super well, and like the stretching is really good, that method. So then over a number of years, just kind of every year, I would go up and stretch a little bit more. By the way that you do stretch your ears, if you didn't know, it's not painful at all. This is one of the misconceptions. One thing that people ask me like on the streets the most, if they just see me like a cashier at a market or in a yoga class, they're like, oh, does that hurt? No, it doesn't hurt whatsoever. And I'm gonna take out the earring in a second and I'll show you guys. But no, stretching your ears shouldn't hurt at all. You go up just a tiny millimeter by millimeter in size each time so that it feels a little bit tight when you put in a new earring, but that's all it is. You just take out your earring, put in one that's slightly bigger, hold it there for a week or two, and then go and put in something slightly bigger, and you can keep going and going until it can get to pretty much any size. So why do I have them? There's honestly no reason besides I like doing weird things and I think they're pretty, and I think it's just fun, and it's a quirky, strange thing that I was attracted to and wanted to check it out, so I tried it myself, and now it's a part of me. I don't even remember my life without them. There's also some cool things, like most depictions of Buddha have stretched ears, so as a yogi, I kind of like to think, oh, I'm kind of commemorating Buddha, that's awesome. It's also just very tribal. People have been doing this as long as people have been around on this planet, pretty much. But honestly, it's just fun. There's fun things you can do with them. For instance, you know, when I wear tunnels, I'm not wearing them right now, but that's the ones where it's not solid, like you could stick stuff through there. I hold paintbrushes in there and flowers when I'm hiking. My little cousins, when I visit them, like to put a straw through it and like a cup here and then drink through my ear. Just fun, quirky things that I enjoy. Okay, the worst part about having stretched ears, when I was in high school, I had this teacher named Mr. Moon my senior year for English class, and he was this grouchy, curmudgeon, old, white-haired man, and like he totally hated me from day one because of how I looked, because of my ears. Now, I don't worry about this anymore because it's not like I'm someone who is interested in working a corporate job, and I don't care what older conservative people think of me at all. But at the time when I was younger and I didn't really know where my life was going, like, yeah, it kind of sucked that sometimes mostly older people would kind of judge me and assume that I'm some rough punk kind of person, which obviously doesn't make sense when you know me. It's just judging a book by its cover. But I would say the worst part is, yeah, people will sometimes judge you. So if you're not comfortable with that, you might want to consider whether you do this or not. And then the other worst part is like infection and kind of them smelling bad. So I learned it the hard way. I didn't do much research, but if you leave them in your ears for a long time and you sweat with them, you work out and you like shower with them, they're gonna get all like soft and almost moldy and smell really, really bad. So my biggest tip is take them out at least once a day, wash them, dry them, and then you're gonna be good. Just don't leave them moist for a long period of time. All right, I'm gonna take one out just to show you guys what is going on. So look, it doesn't hurt whatsoever, and yes, I have a big hole in my ear. Oh, I can do stuff like that. Oh, that'll be a good thumbnail. So yeah, you can see, like, you can pull a decent amount. It does not hurt at all. Look, it's just skin that is completely healed all around. So honestly, the best thing I could explain it to people who don't have gauges to feel for themselves, just do this to your skin. That's how much it hurts. Like, there's nothing raw. It's all healed. It's just skin. Really doesn't hurt whatsoever. Now, if I were to leave my gauge out like this, even in 24 hours, it's gonna shrink slightly. I'll still be able to put my earring in. Oh, right now my size, by the way, this is 3/4 of an inch is my size. But if I were to leave it out for a month, I would have to go down in size in order to put it back in. So they actually stretch down super fast. If I completely left this out for a year, it wouldn't stretch all the way back to like a normal 18 gauge piercing that just like the average person with a piercing has that doesn't have stretched ears, but it would go down significantly. But once you go past about a 0 or double 0, you're always gonna have kind of stretched ears. And that comes into the topic of, do you think I will ever regret this? Do I think I will ever regret this? No. I plan on always being a artsy, weird, fun, out-of-the-box person. Obviously, I don't know, because I don't know what I'm gonna be like when I'm a 60, 70, even a 40-year-old man, but I think that they're beautiful. I think they're respectable looking, and I see no reason that I would regret it in the future. Along with my tattoos, I love them. It's a part of me. I don't see them as something weird. It's just who I am. So I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not grossed out about it. I don't think it's something just for kids. It's a part of me. It's like I have green eyes. I also have stretched ears. If I did want to reverse it, you can. I think there's surgeries where they stitch it up. You'll probably always be able to see like a little scar. It probably won't be the be the same as a non-stretched ear, but yeah, people do close them up. That's a pretty common practice, but I don't see myself ever doing it. Here's this earring, by the way. I like to wear wood, metal, stone, glass, stuff like that. And yeah, here you can watch me put it back in. I mean, it's literally the easiest thing. It doesn't hurt whatsoever, and it's back in. Boom, there you go. I should start wearing them like this more often. I never do that. I'm like Two-Face. All right, well, I think that's about it. If there's anything that I didn't address here that you want to know about my stretched ears, please leave them in the comments below. Like this video if you dug it. Subscribe to my channel for my hundreds and hundreds of videos. Much love, Dream Extreme.